Okay, we are making some money today. We are reviewing the email marketing strategy of Naturium, which is a skincare brand. But it doesn't matter if you're running a skincare brand or any other type of brand that sells products that solve problems. These strategies and the tactics that I'm going to share today work nevertheless. So here's how these kind of videos go. First, I'll do an intro so we'll get to know better about this brand. We'll see their ads, their ad strategy, their landing pages, product pages a little bit, just so the email marketing strategy can be synchronized, can be in line with what they are doing, right? All the marketing strategy has to be in one coherent place, has to be in line. It's not going to resonate with the consumer. They're going to be confused, right? So we want to prevent that. Then, to make your emails more effective, we need to know precisely who we're talking to. So we are creating a quick avatar, going through it, the demographics, psychographics, emotional aspects, and beliefs that we need to create and reinforce. That is critical before we write any single email to have that nailed down. We are reviewing then Naturium's email flows and campaigns, see what they are doing. Finally, we're giving it a conviction score. And after that, I had my team create 2 emails for this brand. These are high converting emails. So we are also going to review those. I can tell you that one of these emails is a post purchase cross-sell email. So you can also use that strategy in the same way to sell any type of product. So we'll get to that in a moment. But first, Naturium. So let's get familiarized, kind of the aesthetics. We can also get an idea about who they are selling to, right? Just by looking at their website, because they have a proper branding, help us understand who they're targeting, who they're not. So we're also watching their ads library now. This is more important because this is how they are actually filling the funnel, so to speak, right now. So all of the people clicking these ads are going to land into, let's say, this product page. And what's going to happen is that they will see a pop-up and they're going to sign up to receive Naturium's emails, right? So everything has to be in line what this brand is saying right here, what they're not saying, who they're targeting, their ideal customer, and all of that, which we'll get to in a second. But everything has to be in line, right? So the aesthetics that they have, everything, right? So this part, it's actually just scrolling, getting a feel for the brand, doing this live. I can see that they're doing some education here, which is helpful. Skincare is one of the most crowded, one of the most competitive e-commerce space that there exists. For a good reason, it's also the most profitable. I don't know, but it's in terms of billions of dollars spent every year. It's really high, if not the top category that there is, right? The margins are huge. That is why. So this is a retinol complex cream. They sell, well, skincare, of course, but sunscreen, cleanser, acid, serum, moisturizer, mask, lip care, eye cream, body care as well, body wash, body serum, body treatment, body lotion also. They have a lot of SKUs, which is also important when we are reviewing their email marketing strategy. It's different if they have, let's say, just 2 SKUs, 2 best-selling products. It would be a whole different strategy. Now, here the good thing is that the lifetime value, if they're doing things right, is huge, right? So this is why they can get away with $20 products, because if they are properly cross-selling, introducing, educating people about these other products, the lifetime value increases. So it's a nice low-time front-end purchase with a high return aspect. It's skincare after all, and also a nice cross-sell opportunities. Let's see some more ads. These are just probably retargeting ads.
Not only is my skin soft, but you guys see that glow. About to head out for the night, but not without my finishing touch. The Naturium Glow Getter Multi-Oil Body Butter. Yeah, and I can see why this has been viral. This body butter is creamy, it's nourishing, and it melts into the skin.
Right, so it's very straightforward, and I want to see the average order value here. So it's $12 items. It's cheap, so let's keep that in mind as well. So let's see some more ads.
Here we have my perfect all Naturium skincare routine because I have gotten a multitude of requests for this video. First and foremost, I would go in with the Naturium Vitamin C Complex Cleanser. This is a gel cleanser. It has a really nice...
Okay, so we can get an idea for who they're targeting to, how they're speaking, right?
Naturium Urea 5% Body Serum is honestly the best like $20 that I've spent on my body care in a long time. Naturium body care in general, I feel like is so goated. This body serum has blown me away. It is the first body serum that I've ever tried. The consistency.
Okay, so with that in mind, my team created a customer avatar profile based on who they're targeting, and we'll review, not everything will take us like 30 minutes to go through all of this, but I highlighted the most important aspects. And this is going to help us make sure that our emails are high converting. Why? Because skincare, it's a really, at the core of it, it's an emotional purchase, right? It's very rare that people buy skincare for preventing problems. Most likely, and this is human nature, they are trying to solve an urgent issue right now. So that is how we lead the advertising. And this is what my team came up with. This is Emily, the struggling skincare seeker. It helps to have an actual image of who we're trying to sell to when creating the strategy in mind. It's easier to have those like emotional synapses in the brain, emotional connections that at the end of the day can come up with good ideas and good copy and good emails that are not tone deaf, that are done with taste, so to speak. It's hard to make this concrete, but the idea is that, say, you cannot yell at someone, at a woman, and say like, your skin is ugly, fix it, right? Wouldn't work. So let's understand first who we're talking to. We'll get to their emails in a second, right? But first we want to make sure that the emails they're sending are speaking to this persona, right? This is, by the way, based on their actual customers right now, based on a lot of data that we put up together and from different sources, mainly their own customers list, right? So this is the actual customer they have right now. So we want to see, are their emails speaking to this persona, this Emily right here? Then based on this, we're going to give it a conviction score, right? A conviction score, the higher the better, the more likely it is to convert high. The emails that we are reviewing in a second, right? But let's first meet Emily, the struggling skincare seeker. Emily is a 28-year-old woman who has battled persistent adult acne since her teens. She's a college-educated marketing professional earning around $55,000 a year. Despite a confident demeanor at work, she privately wrestles with deep insecurities about her skin. Her ultimate goal is simple: to clear her complexion and feel genuinely confident without layers of makeup covering up. Emotional drivers, these are going to be key when creating our emails, making sure they resonate, right? Most emails, specifically in industries like this, skincare, supplements, that at the core of it, it's an emotional purchase. They don't appeal to any emotional drivers. They're just out there talking about features and benefits and ingredients, right? Without the right emotional appeal, they don't resonate with readers. They don't even get read. And it's critical that emails get first read, then digested, meaning that the information in these emails, the copy, the visuals, whatever it is, gets processed by the brain and actually changes people's behaviors. That's the purpose of an email, to make people think differently, right? Most email don't, because they fail at this. They lack the emotional aspect. So let's see some emotional drivers for Emily. What keeps her awake at night? Emily's mind races at night with worry about her skin and appearance. She often lies in bed scrolling skincare forum for answers, spending countless hours researching skincare and buying products just to still be unhappy with her skin. Right? So see how this starts hitting deep. Deepest fears. She's terrified that her skin will never improve and that she'll be judged or even loved less because of it. For instance, Emily worries her boyfriend will find her less beautiful if he ever sees her bare acne-marked face. That is deep. Pain points. Emily's struggles causes both physical pain and emotional pain. Both are, by the way, critical for marketing. On a bad week, she battles inflamed cystic breakouts that literally hurt. The emotional toll is even heavier. She describes it as over a decade of stress and depressive feelings over having painful cystic acne. That is deep. Each new pimple can feel like a punch to her self-esteem, and the cumulative effect has been mentally exhausting. So, part of copywriting is doing this. At some point, when you know so much about the customer, better than they know themselves, the copy starts writing itself. Specifically when you become one with the market. Like, there are no rooms for mistakes because you know simply what they are experiencing and how we can relate to that. So the reason why we are doing all of this is so we can create then higher converting emails. Next, insecurities. Her skin is her number one insecurity. Emily also feels insecure about things like acne scars on her shoulders and avoiding wearing tank tops as a result. In social situations, she often wonders if others are focusing on her skin, which makes her withdraw. Right? So this is important to know. Guilt and regrets. Emily often feels guilty about her skincare habits and the resources she's spent. She knows, for example, that sleeping in her makeup is really hard, counterproductive, could be causing breakouts. Yet she has done it out of fear of anyone, even her partner, seeing her real skin. Again, this is gold. She also feels a twinge of guilt for obsessing over vain skin issues when, as she reminds herself, there are bigger problems going on in the world. Still, this is her problem, and it consumes her. See how this is helping us be more empathetic with Emily, right? Which is critical for marketing. And so without this, we are just shooting blind. We will be, trusting ChatGPT with whatever it thinks it best. ChatGPT is the master gaslighter at the end of the day. So anything you ask it is going to tell you, is going to give you back an answer that it thinks is the best of it, and it's factual and it's real, when it rarely is. This is real. Her top 3 daily frustrations: morning breakouts, time-consuming cover-up routine. Every morning, Emily spends significant time applying makeup to hide her flaws. She's frustrated that she always has to wear her hair down just to cover the sides of her face, and can't simply throw her hair up or go barefaced like others. Again, this is who we're talking to. Makes sense to give her a face. So throughout the day, she's on edge, worrying if her concealer is caking or if oil is breaking through. The slightest rub or touch, even a hug that might smear her foundation, causes panic. This constant vigilance is exhausting. Sure is. Unwanted comments and advice. She dreads hearing things like, don't you wash your face? Or have you tried XYZ product? I hate when people ask this. It puts me on the spot and makes me feel ashamed, as if my acne is from neglect. Yes, I do wash my face. The constant unsolicited advice and observations are a daily frustration that leaves her feeling judged and misunderstood. Again, this is critical, right? One of the strategies that we use is called conviction building. And the premise of that is that to build conviction, to get people to want to buy the product, to pull up their credit card and say yes, to get to that level, we need to stack two forces: trust and desire. When you stack enough trust and desire, you cross the conviction threshold and you get the yes. So one of the ways to build trust, and there are plenty of it, we have collected over 17 ways to build trust with email. One of the ways is by relating to people's problems. When they know, when our audience, our possible customers, when our subscribers, when they know we understand what they go through, then they will trust us to have the solution. Because the other way is like an Italian guy trying to sell you Chinese food, and he tries to convince you he's the best at it. You know that he's full of it, because how can he possibly know what proper Chinese food tastes like? And so it's the same when trying to sell any type of product. The brand that relates the most to customers win. That is one way to build trust. There are 17, but this is one of the most helpful in industries like this. And so when creating emails, if we can relate to this, it's golden. So this is golden when creating emails. If we can relate to this feeling, this emotional sentiment, we're increasing the odds we get this sale. Hot button crisis. This is also critical. Right now, Emily is in panic mode over an upcoming event. Her best friend's wedding is next month. As the maid of honor, she's dreading being in photos with her current breakout. This urgent timeline has her frantically seeking a quick fix. She's booked an emergency dermatologist appointment and is binge watching Clear Skin in 30 Days videos. The crisis is that time is running out for her to get her skin under control, and the fear of standing at the altar feeling ugly is keeping her hour at night. Again, this is Emily, right? So the more and more we do this, and I'm taking my time here for a really good reason. Most people don't take the time to do this, and that's why their email marketing fail and it's stuck at 20%, 30%, because their emails are not relating with customers. And so the only emails that get sales are the sales emails, the flash sales, all of that. But those sales come from people who were going to buy anyway. So they're not moving the needle much. They're not generating much extra cash, much extra revenue with email marketing. It's just there. The purpose of email marketing is to generate more demand, to get more people who were not going to buy your products to buy. Most email marketing doesn't do that. It's too superficial for it to even be possible of doing 10% of an attempt at winning a new sale. So most people don't take the time to do this. This is why most email marketing doesn't work. And worst thing is that most email marketing feature in websites like reallygoodemails.com, it's just the same typical e-commerce emails all over and over, and they don't work, right? The average conversion rate in email marketing is very, very, very low. Let me show you. I'm inside a client's Klaviyo account. They are also in skincare, so I know this very, very well. And let me show you the average conversion rate. So this is for June 2025, so last month. And wait, you can see this. There you go. And so what Klaviyo does here, this is benchmarks. So what they do here is that they put brands similar to your size in the same industry as yours, so your competitors, put all that data together and create this. So here we see median. This is your peers, the average, right? So the average click rate is this, the average conversion rate is this, the average open rate is this, and so on. And so we can see the average conversion rate, 0.05%, stupidly low. And it's because they're making all the mistakes that I've mentioned so far. They're doing superficial email marketing, which doesn't work in industries like this. And this is why we are getting 0.38, basically, conversion rate, which is, let me run the numbers, it's 7 times higher. So we're getting a 7 times higher conversion rate from our campaigns, and our revenue per recipient is 4 times higher. So we are generating as a whole 4 times more sales from our email campaigns than their competitors, than other skincare brands. So you know that this works. Back to Emily. Negative emotions, also critical. What makes her angry? Ignorant comments are a major trigger. I hate when people insinuate she's dirty or not trying hard enough. She also gets mad seeing people with perfect skin complain about having a single pimple, or when an influencer with airbrush photos sells a miracle cure that didn't work for her. So this is also very important. Negative emotions, we're mostly triggered and moved by negative emotions, not by positive emotions. It has been studied plenty of times, and you can see this in most advertising, right? So at the top, direct response brands do is that they hook you, they get your attention and your interest to negative emotions, right? To problems, hot button crisis, right? And then on the back end, they sell with positive emotions, right? Because you can only appeal to negatives for so long without having people associate your brand with negative emotions, which is not ideal. But it's a very, especially if you're selling products that cures people, solves people, improves people's lives, appealing to negative emotions is actually a good thing because you are doing good, right? So it doesn't matter how you do it. What matters is that her, Emily, gets the result she's seeking, right? Who she's angry at. Emily's anger has a few targets. She sometimes turns it inward, blaming herself for not having flawless skin. But more often, her anger is directed outwards at those she feels have failed or misled her. She's angry at skincare companies that sell hope in a jar but deliver nothing. She's angry at the medical professionals who downplayed her concerns. For example, her GP, who doesn't seem very concerned and just hands out another basic prescription. This is again based on real emotions and sentiment in this market. So these are all very real. Who, what she blames. When searching for a culprit, Emily often blames her own biology. She curses the bad genes or hormonal imbalance that cause her with breakouts. It's important to know who she blames so we can lean into that with our emails, with our marketing as a whole, but with our emails specifically, and then find the solution. Lastly, she blames certain products for making things worse. This is important. For instance, she believes some harsh treatments like benzoyl peroxide kits she tried in college actually aggravated her skin, and she's resentful towards those brands. Very important. Identified enemies. On another level, insensitive people are the enemy. She has zero patience for the friend who tells her to just cut out sugar, or the coworker who jokes about adult acne. Again, really, really important. If we can relate this emotion to this feeling right here, we are creating trust. And so we're creating more and more conviction until we get the sale. It's going to be critical. Then we make it to the internal world. Important, the biggest worries. She constantly worries that her skin might never get better. A thought that terrifies her. Again, all of these things are very important. Like one single thought, one single line here could make for 10 high converting emails easily, if not more. And it's just one line. So let's continue. So again, this is the most important step most people miss when doing email marketing. Let's continue. Another major worry is time. She's pushing 30 and frets, shouldn't I have grown out of this by now? Seeing peers who left their skin issues behind with puberty makes her feel she's abnormal for still struggling. This is huge. Again, these are like bullets we can shoot later on. Health-wise, she occasionally worries if there's an underlying health issue that's being missed. Again, if we can make them feel, we can get to see, hey, we're one of you. We're also experiencing this. This is why we have the solution, right? We're one of you. All very, very important. Then we make it to the behavior and decision making. Influences and information sources, also important, but let's keep it for now. Past attempts, what failed, critical. By this point, Emily feels like she's tried everything in her fight against acne, and she's not exaggerating much. She started with over-the-counter solutions in high school, moved on to higher-end skincare brands in her 20s, burning through product at Sephora, and the latest Instagram famous serums. She's done dermatology visits, where she has prescribed oral antibiotics, then hormonal birth control, and even a topical retinoid subscription. Some things gave her temporary relief, but nothing stuck. As one frustrated user echoed, I've used every product in existence, spent tons of money on facials and pills, tried every single diet, nothing works. This is a belief people in this market have. It's not the first product they're considering buying, right? So we cannot simply go out and throw some claims and expect people to buy, which is again why most email marketing doesn't work, because it's just features and benefits and hype. It doesn't work for someone like this, which in this stage of market sophistication in skincare, which is very high, very advanced, throwing just claims doesn't work, and this is echoed by people in the market. Let's move to objections and skepticism. Given her history, Emily approaches any new product or solution with a healthy dose of skepticism, and very right so. Some objections that immediately come to her mind. How is this different from the dozens of things I've tried before? It's critical. She's likely to question the ingredients. Is there really anything new here, or just the same old stuff in a new package? I see literally this could be a killer subject line and email right there. Is there really anything new here, or just the same old stuff in a new package? This could be like a text-based email coming from the founder addressing this question. If the product is expensive, cost is a big barrier. She spent so much in the past that she worries of throwing away more money. She's also conscious of safety and side effects. For instance, if it's a pill or strong medication, she remembers how some past meds upset her stomach or dried out her skin to flaky mess. Again, we have to be very aware of all of these. We are, and I'm going to repeat this to death, but we are talking to Emily right here, right? So again, it's about being empathetic with her. Outline social behavior, also important. Role in purchase decisions. Stage of awareness. Emily is highly aware of her problem. There's zero doubt she has a problem that needs solving. She's reminded every time she looks in the mirror, right? When understanding stages of awareness, it will come in handy later on when doing when running Conviction OS, and we're giving this emails a grade, a score. It's going to be important that whether this brand is targeting the right awareness stage or not, right? Most email marketing fails not because of a copy, not because of designs or subject lines or deliverability, but because they are targeting the wrong awareness stage. And that is simply what a customer is going through at any point of time. So for example, if it's someone who typed in Google retinol complex cream, right? And they want to buy this product. I don't know if this is like the branded name or if it's like a category of products, but let's say it's a category of products, right? Naturium has its own and whatever, Sephora has its own, whatever. Let's say it's that thing. If they're typing that into Google, we know they are aware of a solution, right? They are shopping for products. So the 5 stages of awareness, taking a step back, go like this. It's unaware, they don't know they have a problem. Problem aware, hey, you have, why do you have so many pimples in your face, right? They are aware of the problem. They become aware of the problem. Solution aware, okay, I know that there are plenty of options or products that can treat this. We already covered a lot digging into Emily's avatar, right? One of that it's peels, one is Accutane, right? Another it's retinol complex cream, right? Assuming this is a category again. And so if they tap this into Google, right, it means they are product aware. They know that they're already past this stage. They know there are plenty solutions. They know there are different products under that solution. There are different brands that sell this retinol complex cream. Complex. And so they are in that stage. If we are trying to sell them on why retinol complex creams are better as a whole, then we are not resonating with them. They already know that. They already passed that decision. They're not shopping for the best retinol complex cream. And so if our emails are just talking to that, like top 5 reasons to use a retinol complex cream for preventing breakouts, they already passed that, right? So we are essentially trying to sell them a thing that they already bought, an idea. They already bought into it. And so an email like that wouldn't convert. It wouldn't convert at a high rate, right? So that is why speaking to the right stage of awareness is critical. In this case, she's somewhere between solution aware and most aware. So solution aware and most aware, in this case, fully aware. She knows the range of options, from topical treatments to prescription meds to dietary changes to high-tech dermatology procedures. She's even tried a good chunk of them. What she isn't yet aware of is the specific solutions that will work for her. She hasn't yet encountered a product or approach that truly stands out. So in terms of our product, she might not be fully product aware of her brand or offering. Once she learns about it, her reaction might initially be, oh, it's like X or Y that I've seen before. Overcoming that initial skepticism and differentiating it is key. Given her frustration level, she might actually be close to most aware in the sense that if someone presented a solution that checked all the boxes and proved his claims, this is critical, she'd be ready to act quickly. She's tired of fighting this battle, and she's eager for a real answer. One could say Emily's aware of her need and aware of the general category of solutions, but she needs to be shown that this particular solution is the one that can finally end her struggle. So that is a product aware stage. In summary, she's an informed consumer standing at the crossroads of hope and skepticism, looking for that final nudge to say, yes, this is worth a try. And then finally, we make it to the demographics and identity. But at this point, I wanted to make an example out of this. We really don't need this, demographics and identity. We know exactly who Emily is, we know without knowing her demographics. Why? Because we know her deep struggles, deep fears, and deep emotions that we went through. And so honestly, this demographics is not relevant at all. I mean, it's kind of important, but it's 5% of marketing, of our marketing is going to be this, right? Like we know how much she earns, so we can price at a proper price point, but that's mostly it. It's not going to help us create better marketing at all, right? So with this, we are finally moving into step 3. We are reviewing their flow emails now. So I subscribed some time ago into their email marketing, starting right here. So this will be part of the welcome sequence, right? And before we dive into each email, it's important to see like the cadence that they have and how many emails they're sending per week and all of that. So we can see the first day I received 2 emails, 2 the following day, then 1 more on the 3rd day. The 4th day I received 2 emails, then 1 another, and basically 1 email a day until it's been a week now and I haven't received any emails at all. So I think most of these are flow emails and not campaigns, but we'll get to that in a second. First, we have our first welcome email. Skincare for everywhere. Enjoy 15% off your first order. Use code. This is a fixed code, so it's the same for everyone. That's not ideal. If they were using Klaviyo, maybe they are, but in Klaviyo you can use dynamic code, so everyone receives a different code and they don't get leaked, right? It's a nice thing to do. Also, they feel more unique, which adds to the specialness of it. So for those who are selling to kind of youngish demographics, they can do this. They can do that. Use dynamic codes. For older demographics, those might be too complex. Might be worth testing simpler codes, right? Like summer 15, which at least has a layer of urgency to it. Like it's only valid through summer. Simple codes, right? It's worth testing. We've also tested it. Anyway, let's continue with the email. Clinically effective, biocompatible skincare for healthy, radiant skin all over. We are proudly, blah, 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 bestsellers, shop all bestsellers. So a first problem that I see with this email, maybe you can also see this, is that they're not being unique to like the brand's unique selling propositions at all. Skincare for everywhere doesn't say anything to me. Clinically effective, biocompatible skincare. Every single skincare brand can claim and say the same thing. So I guess most are saying the same things already in the email, which again explains why most emails don't stand out at all and why the average conversion rate for email campaigns is so low. Then we are proudly, and they throw in those labels in there, which again every single other brand can throw in. It doesn't make Emily think this is the brand I need, right? Again, we went through a whole list of problems and emotions and hot button crisis. This is not speaking to that at all. Bestsellers. This is at least more relevant in a way. Meet our cult classics and fan favorites loved by dermatologists, skincare enthusiasts, and beyond. And it's not specific. Like, who is the dermatologist they're talking about? Are they real dermatologists? Are like actual dermatologists? Skincare enthusiast is a vague word. Enthusiast and beyond is the word possibly worth to use after supercharged, right? They could have added supercharged bestsellers in here. Wouldn't have made a difference at all because conversion rate is so low already on this, I bet. So this is the first email, right? This is the prime real estate for getting people to resonate with you. This is the email where you set up the narrative, how you want your brand to be perceived. And I'm not seeing much of that in here, so that is a red flag immediately. Then on the same day, I received a 15% off, so it's that same discount, welcome 15. Ingredient-driven solutions, 15% off to meet your skincare routine needs. Right, so to meet your skincare routine needs, again, that is not specific at all. it's like at that supercharged level of unspecificity. Meet your skincare routine needs. That means a different thing for a different person, right? So it doesn't resonate at all with any of them. That is the problem with unspecific copy, which ChatGPT is so good at. So to meet your skincare routine needs. Now, a problem here, which is understandable, is if they're selling plenty of products and not all of them, for example, appealed to Emily and her problem with skincare and her breakouts and all of that. The products appeal to different problems, right? Dryness of the skin, for example, could be another. Then it's hard to send emails that resonate by default. How can we know who we're talking to? Who we're talking to? Now, a solution for that will be doing something like this. So if you go to Klaviyo, you can use their pop-up builder. It's completely free. It's up to the same level that other paid pop-ups, which is why I recommend none of our clients to pay for that, for others fancy pop-up builders. They can do this multi-step and do something like this, where you can actually know what people are shopping for. So it will look like this, right? You have your email, tell us about your pets. This is the default. It would be what, for example, what problem are you trying to solve? What problem are you trying to solve? Now, we have tested this plenty of times. Instead of this, of a multi-checkbox or just a checkbox, and what works best, what converts better, if is making the answers a button like this one. So rather than submit, it would be like cats, for example, and then you will have another button with dogs. And I'm making this on the go, right? But you get the idea. And we will get rid of this. And the thing that we will do here on the backend is that we are submitting hidden fields. So source, it says ignore delete. This is the name of the pop-up. But we will add, for example, a property which is called interest. And then it will be cats. Right, interest cats. And so when we trigger the welcome flow, we can have a specific welcome flow triggered to people who are shopping for cats, people who have acne issues, people who have dry skin issues. And it's a completely different sequence that they receive, but it converts way better because it can resonate with them, which is critical. And so what we will do here is, instead of what problem, what is the, because they might be having different problems, but what is the number one problem you are trying to solve? And it would be like this. They click this, any of these buttons, they go to the next step. Basically, they submit this, and we get this information, this piece of market information, which is called zero party data. We get that, then in the backend, we can trigger a specific sequence. Also, we can have this whenever creating campaigns, we can create specific segments and all of that beauty, right? So both of these buttons will go to the next step. That is the logic here. Both will submit this. Because you made it so far in this video, another tip, rather than asking the email for the email in the first step, we will do this, clone this. This is not a video about pop-ups, but still, let me give you this little tip. The first step will actually be this. What is the number one problem you're trying to solve? And so the first ask, it's really simple, right? Tell us what you're trying to solve, right? This or that. And then on the next step, we ask for their email, and this will be like, I'm making this up, but get a discount. Discount valid on your first order, blah, 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 whatever it is. Dividing this into two steps gets a higher response. Anyway, back to the email now. This again is super unspecific, so it's speaking to nobody, and then recommended for you, and that's it. Again, where is Emily? Where's Emily? I cannot see Emily at all. Like, this email is not passing, so we can know whether an email is high, so we can estimate whether an email is high converting or not with this simple rule of thumb. If you can switch the logo here and change it to any other skincare brand out there and it will still work, then the email is not going to be a high converting email because it's not resonating, because it's not unique at all. So for example, if we can switch in Sephora in here, ingredient driven solutions, yes, they can possibly say that because it has no meaning at all. To meet your skincare routine needs, any single skincare product does that. So yes, so far it passes the test, which is a bad thing, by the way. And then recommended for you, and it's a collection of products. Then yes, Sephora could run this same email, change the logo, it will run, it will convert like dog crap because it's not specific to this brand's unique solutions, products, what makes them unique. And so in the eyes of Emily, she will perceive, okay, this is just another brand. It's just another brand trying to sell me the same combination of products that I've used before with a fancy packaging. And so she can read through the BS, right? So this is the second email sent on the same day that we subscribed to, like about 1 hour apart. I'm confident this email has a near zero conversion rate because it's not adding much at all. Next day, 20% off the Glow Getter collection and take 15% off your next order. So I think this is part of the welcome flow, this email right here, and this other one was a campaign, right? And we can actually prove this by clicking here, letting this email load, the website load. We copy the URL and I'm pasting it right here, and we get this, the UTM codes. Source, Klaviyo, medium, email campaign. We know that it's a campaign, right? We see the date right here. Glow Getter, 25% off. So we know this was a campaign. And so it is a welcome email and a campaign. Let's first read the welcome email. By the way, this email is sponsored by Conviction OS. Conviction OS is the operating system that we use to create emails with a high conversion rate. And by this point, you are already familiar with it because I've kind of embedded it into this customer avatar that I have my team create, because that is how we can create high converting emails. It's part of it. It's 6 steps we'll get to in a second. And this video is sponsored by Conviction OS, which at the moment it's just our internal procedure that we use. But if you're watching this video at a later date, there's possibly going to be a version of this for you to replicate, so you can create high converting emails either for your brand, your own brand, or if you're an agency, for your clients. The website is convictionos.com. Anyway, back to the video. We have, let's see the third welcome emails, so we are aligned. Okay, so first thing I see, it's this banner. I don't know if they added this manually into the welcome sequence, or if this is an evergreen block, in which case they can upload it and change it in one place, in case this is rolled out across many flows and many emails, and change it one time, and this banner gets changed elsewhere, right? So in case they're running like a promotion, every week they have a specific product for sale and so on, they change this in one place, it gets changed in every single other email they have. This is a nice Klaviyo feature. which is why I enforce most of our clients use Klaviyo anyway, which is no longer more expensive than other competitors. But anyway, the third welcome email looks stupidly familiar with as the first two, so it's not adding much at all to move the sales forward at all. Like, it's not creating conviction. To get this sale, we have to cross the conviction threshold. So let me explain better. Okay, we are back in our trusty iPad. And so, to get this sale, there's this invisible but very real line, which is called the conviction threshold. If you cross it, you get the sale. Problem is, most people live here in indecision, which is completely normal. And so the way you cross this is by stacking these two powerful forces, which are called trust and desire. Step by step, there are over 17 ways to create trust, 7 ways to create desire with email marketing. And so when you do that, you cross the conviction threshold, you get the sale. But what this sequence is doing so far, it is not creating more conviction at all. What this is doing, it's appealing to the 3 to 5% of customers who were ready to buy anyway. And they just needed a discount incentive, right? So that is the bottom of the funnel. All of these people here are living in indecision. The reason why they are not buying is because they either don't trust the brand and the products, or they don't have the desire for the products. They don't want them bad enough. They don't want them bad enough right now. And so trust plus desire equals conviction. Both are needed, especially in a welcome sequence, right? They are most likely shopping other alternatives, specifically nowadays. When you go into Instagram, you click an ad, then you get bombarded by other 5 brands all selling the same thing. This is how the meta algorithm works right now. And so what you need is trust. Why should they buy from you? Why should they buy your products over all the other 5 or 10 brands that you're seeing ads for? And desire. Okay, I'm considering buying a skincare cream, whatever. Why now? I can wait. I can buy more shoes. I can buy a new TV. There's a Netflix subscription. I might or I need to get my nails done, for example. So why buy now? So we have to create desire. And these emails are doing nothing of that at all. Again, they're just resonating with people who were going to buy anyway, which is a huge problem, and the reason why I expect these emails to convert so low. Then we have a campaign in between. We'll get to that in a second, but I think this is the fourth welcome email. I have to be completely transparent with you here. I've been doing email marketing for half a decade. I haven't seen a sequence, and this is respectfully, if the guys who made this sequence are watching this video, this is just for educational purposes, but I hadn't seen a sequence so bad in 5 years of doing email marketing. And this is, again, not a hater, not coming from a place of hate, but being pure observational right here, and from a strategic perspective only. These emails are just, as Pete put it very well, they are insisting upon themselves, right? They are just saying the same things over and over. So they are not moving the sales forward at all. They are not creating conviction. They're not moving people. They just stay here in indecision, because we are not giving people options, reasons why to buy your products. It's just, hey, here are some products that are recommended for you, whatever, here's your discount, right? So it's just crazy to expect that emails like this are getting sales at all. I bet their conversion rate is really, really low. Then the next day, oh my god, yeah, they are using the same images. Even they, yeah, and again, not being a hater, but this is the worst sequence I've seen, and I've seen literally thousands of welcome flows at this point. Thousands. We've made hundreds, but I've seen thousands from lists that I'm subscribed to. This is probably one of the worst that I've seen, and it's not because it's ugly or off-brand or anything like that. It's because it is simply insisting upon itself. It's just saying the same things over and over, not moving the sales forward at all. So I already saw that the next day they extended like the sale, and so I don't know if they're being real here. I really don't. I apologize for everyone watching this video. I thought we were going to see at least better emails, so we can learn something from them. But at least we were learning one of the worst mistakes of all, which is this. And so I'm sorry, but I expected at least an email from the founder type of email, which most are done in a way that also don't move the sales forward much, or a bestsellers emails at least, so we can know what's selling the best, and we can give Emily the confidence that she's buying a product that other people want, so social proof. Not seeing anything at all of that, right? So it's just crazy. It's one of the worst sequences that I've seen so far. It's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 email saying the same thing. It's like saying hi in 6 different ways. It doesn't make sense at all. So they probably saw Red, a guru, say your welcome sequence should have at least 6 emails, or else you're losing sales. So you have to supercharge your sales by adding more welcome emails. They did it, but at what cost, right? And the problem with this type of sequence is not only that they're not getting sales, but they're essentially unselling people. They're moving people away from the sale. Someone who received this, how can they not be pissed off? They receive an email like this, and by day 2, day 3, it's like, didn't you send me the same email already? I'm going to unsubscribe, right? So they essentially lose a sale, lose a potential customer. So that is a huge red flag right here. Then we make it to the checkout abandonment, cart abandonment sequence. We have 3 emails, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to pull out my magic ball. Actually, yeah. So right here, and it's not me. I guess you can do this exercise on your own without trying, without even opening these emails. I promise you, I haven't opened them. I promise you. I can say or expect with a 99% confidence what they're going to look like and what they're going to say, right? So there's going to be a header. You abandon this at checkout, the products, and yeah, like a discount, and the email is going to look 90% the same as the welcome emails did, right? So that is my prediction. Let's see. Powerful ingredients, thoughtful formulations. Okay, yes, so far so good. And there's no back to cart, there's one button, and somehow they managed to make a worst email, and I didn't even know that was possible. There's not even trust logos, which I'm not really a fan of, because it's easy to put so much trust into them when they're not doing much, but at least they would do something here to fill up some space. It's just a header and a product. It's not even, there's not even the product name on it, which is crazy. So it somehow managed to be a worse email than I expected. So I'm literally like dewy right now. So I'm dewy. I expect nothing and I'm still let down. And so it's not looking good so far for Naturium. Let's see the second email sent on the next day. And by the way, before we do that, they're giving away 15% off right away, right? This is the first cart abandonment email that I received, and I'm getting a 15% off discount, which is crazy because they are essentially giving money away with this. Again, giving margin away, which is, I don't know, unless they have deep pockets, I don't know why they're doing this. Next, ingredient-driven skincare solutions. Isn't it literally the same email? Oh no, it's not the same email. No. Ingredient-driven skincare solutions versus powerful ingredients, thoughtful formulation. It's not the same, right? It's completely different. Now, this is making me wanna buy now because they are ingredient-driven skincare solutions. This one not so much. It's powerful ingredients and thoughtful formulations, but it's not ingredient-driven. Of course, I'm being sarcastic here because it's the same email. And again, same problem. 5 years of doing email marketing, haven't came across a sequence or a paid off sequence so bad as this. And again, not being a hater, just being an observer, right? It's not looking good. And again, no crystal ball needed at all, but we know this was coming, right? We'll keep you informed ingredient by ingredient. I don't know what to say at this point. This, by the way, looks so AI written because the problem with AI copy is that it is unspecific, and so it doesn't resonate at all with readers. It's unspecific, which again, we already went through the rule of thumb test. If any other skincare brand can use this email, then it's not specific and it's not relating with readers' problems at all. So we'll keep you informed ingredient by ingredient. At this point, what is this? Is this like a newsletter type of thing that they're selling? Again, doesn't make any sense at all. The email is not looking good at all. So it's really, really bad so far. When I say some brands struggle with email marketing and they say it doesn't work, it's because they're doing things like this. Their email marketing, it's stuck at 20%, 25%. And it's because of this. It's just generic emails that are not creating new demand. They are not generating new sales. They are just converting the people who were going to buy already anyway. That is a problem this type of email approach does. So I'm literally Peter here. All these services are insisting upon itself. And so again, sorry, I thought we had more to see, but at least we're learning a valuable lesson on what not to do. Okay, next we have 2 campaigns, right? So we went through their flows. Again, sorry for putting you through this, but anyway, we're reviewing campaigns. So I received 2 campaigns in a, what is this, 2 weeks? So they're sending, like 1 campaign a week. So 27 and 29, so that was Friday and Sunday, right? And then I haven't received anything so far. It could be because they excluded me for not having opened any single email. That could be valid. Anyway, let's see their campaigns. 20% off the Glow Getter collection. Go straight, leading with the discount. 20% off the Glow Getter collection. Just code GLOW20. Okay, at first we see some copy. So let's see if they're relating to Emily at all. This week you can only get 20% off the entire Glow Getter collection. Our best-selling body care essentials are expertly formulated to nourish, deeply hydrate, and leave your skin visibly radiant so you can glow it all out from head to toe. Okay, and just making claims so far. Our body butter is back. limited quantities, grab it while you can. The Glow Getter collection, the Glow All Out Body Bundle, we think you'll love the Glow Letter. Okay, let's break this down. First, this is a discount focused email, right? And it's also product focused. It's talking about the product, right? It's not talking about Emily. So it's not a customer focused email, it's a product focused email. And the problem with that is that Emily is reading this. She's reading this and she's saying, she's thinking, maybe not consciously, but subconsciously at least, why is this important to me? Why do that I'm going through literally all of this, I'm going through that. How is this going to help me back? So how is this going to help me? Right? I don't know. It's unclear because it's a product focused email, right? So product focused emails by default have a low conversion rate. They are simply not entering the person's brains to an emotional place. They are not entering customers' brains. They simply can't because we've heard it 1,000 times. We make our decisions with emotions. We justify them using logic. But the sale is made at an emotional level, which is why we spend so much time doing this. It's all emotions and emotions. Why? So we can convince Emily that she needs this product. And then only then we have place and we can take the liberty to talk about features and benefits and stats and logic. But without making the sale at an emotional level, we will fail. We won't get this sale at all. And so this email is not resonating with Emily at all because it's not explaining her why should she shop for the Glow Getter collection, right? So unless this email was sent to a targeted audience of people who browsed this collection already, so they are aware it exists and they are aware of what it does and why it's a better solution and relevant to herself, then this email doesn't make sense at all. It's not segmented, so it won't have a high conversion rate. 0 chances. Then we have this. I think this is a campaign. Oh no, this was part of the welcome email. Okay, so they had, sorry, I apologize. They had one email that was different from the rest, and it's this, right? And it says transform your skin, as if you were, like, I don't know, like a snake, like transform your skin, your lizard, whatever. You were a snake, like shedding your skin. I don't know, unspecific, probably a symptom of AI copy. Answer a few short questions and we'll help build your personalized Naturium skincare routine. Oh, so they seem to have a skincare type of quiz that I guess they're suggesting like unique products based on your answers. So this could be an email on its own in case this is helpful, right? Yeah, this is helpful. And I only see this now in like the 5th or something email, but it's nothing at all. Like transform your skin has nothing to do with the skincare like form or questionnaire, whatever. It's just here, right? So if I had to guess, again, I have to guess here what is going on. They assigned email marketing to a guy who is managing 10 other sites of marketing like social media, ads, influencers, TikToks, and all of that. And so they just took care of email marketing, read some blog posts, so they didn't have the time to learn email marketing at a high level. And so they just did what they read in blog posts, maybe some courses, all of that. And that is what's going on here. They did this, they solved email marketing, they have their flows, but it's just what we already discussed. And that is a problem because, again, this quiz right here is a major green flag. And this one could be across the first emails, and then based on that, trigger a specific, more personalized sequence and speaking to each people's problem, skin type, oily, primary skin goal. Again, this is marketing bullets that we can use. but I'm seeing none of that. And then this is different. So yeah, sorry, it's not the same email. So they don't have six emails that are the same. They have one extra one that is a little bit different. So whatever, they gain one extra point. And there's that. Like, again, there's nothing much to see. That was their campaign strategy. That was their flow strategy. So let's now give them a conviction score. Okay, so here we have the conviction score so far. And we have two categories, foundation and execution. Foundation covers Conviction OS, different steps, which if you want to learn more about Conviction OS, how we create high converting emails at Email Engineers, my email marketing agency that helps 7 and 8 figure e-commerce brands, there's going to be a link somewhere now for you to watch a video and walking you through all of these steps. Now, let's start with the foundation scores and the offer. Now, so the offer is what the customer gets in exchange for their money. A good offer, it's appealing, it's out of the ordinary, and it gets people excited to buy. And it doesn't mean giving away a discount. If we had a truly unique product, let's say a flying board, a flying like skate, for example, like the one in Back to the Future, that is a good offer. That is what people get in exchange for the money. So if it was priced at a proper price point, then people all over the world will be buying. I will be buying one, right? That is the offer. Now, in this case, the offer across their flows and campaigns, in flow specifically, it was a 15% off discount. So it's not high, and it's not unique at all, right? So a brand like them could have used a bundle of products and hook people in with that, adding specific free products inside. That works really well. First, it drives the average order value up. Second, it gets people trying new products. And so if they have 5 products inside a bundle, they're going to like at least 2 of them, 3 of them, and each one of them has a good lifetime value on their own. So they are stacked. They can even like all 5 products and continue shopping for the sixth one later on. And so that is a better offer because people spend more money, so this brand can spend more money on ads as well and customer acquisition. And it's also a more unique and more compelling offer, right? So, but I'm seeing none of that here, so they get a 6. And then the same happens in campaigns. It was a 20% off discount. Nothing special. Awareness. Are they targeting the right awareness stages? So remember the emails. They were targeting the bottom of the funnels. A discount can only persuade someone who was already going to buy. And pricing was the only limiting factor. It's not going to convince someone new to buy. A price reduction cannot convince a new person to buy who hasn't made up their minds yet. So for example, I use this example all the time, but it's just a good one to drive this one home. If I gave a random person on the street a treadmill for free, so that is a 100% off discount, there's a chance, and it's not a low chance, it's a high chance that they're not going to take it. It's cumbersome. Where do I put this thing, right? And it's for free. It's a 100% off discount. So we're not targeting the right awareness stage. They're not ready yet to want to buy this product, right? So they might be at an unaware stage. Like they are not aware they need to lose fat or get their daily steps in, right? So if we target the wrong awareness stage, we won't get the sale because emails won't resonate. And that is what's happening over here. Again, the emails are insistent upon themselves. So this gets a 2 out of 10. It's one of the lowest scores so far. Sentiment. I saw no use of sentiment at all here. None of the emails was speaking to Emily at all. And so they get a 1 out of 10. In terms of conviction, they were not creating trust. They were not creating desire to want to buy the products anymore. I had my team create some emails that do create trust and do create desire. We're seeing them in a second. But these emails do not create conviction at all. So they get a 2 out of 10. Then the delivery. The delivery mechanism is the last step of Conviction OS. These 4 steps let you know what to say. Delivery is how you say it. How you say it in a way that it gets absorbed and digested by the viewer, by the subscriber, right? So you can say the right thing, but if you say it the wrong way, with the wrong delivery, the email won't make it, right? Readers will trigger their defenses up, they will be in an emotional, reactive spot, and they won't get persuaded by the email. And in this case, the emails were the typical design-based email. They were on brand at some point, but it's not in the best way to change people's behavior, as the opposite of what, and I'm showing you some emails that actually do this in a second when I show you the emails my team created. So the sum of the foundation scores is 14 out of 50. Next, we move into the execution scores. First, we have architecture. How do the emails look like? Do they follow a logic that the brain can understand easily? It did, if you recall some of the emails, but they were missing some call to actions here and there. So I'm giving them a 6 out of 10. Then the visuals, they are okay. They are on brand, but they're not anything out of the ordinary. And the problem with that is that these emails are not demanding people's attention. And even it's so crowded sometimes that it's getting people confused. But the most important problem is they are not getting people's attention. So if I see an email like this the next day, and every single one looks the same, feels the same, I have no reason why to keep reading, because I know from this that it's going to say the same thing. So why even scroll? I open this, but why even bother scrolling? I have other emails to read, other things to do. So it's not getting people's attention. So it gets a 6 out of 10 because all of them look the same. Copy, it was the most unspecific copy, and it broke one of the most important rules in advertising and marketing, which you can read right here. It's chapter 7 on scientific advertising by Claude Hopkins, a must read for any marketer. And it's about being specifics. You can actually pause oh my god, where's this? You can actually pause the video right now. I'll read this first paragraph, and that's going to make you a better marketer. So the copy, because of that, gets a 2 out of 10. Cadence, they're sending essentially an email a day, sometimes 2 emails a day, towards the first part of their journey, when a subscriber is expected to be the hottest, which is good. That is a good sign. So on that, they get a 10 out of 10. The only problem is that then I got dropped out. I expect the reason why is because I didn't open their emails, in which case it's fine. They literally removed me or added me to an unengaged segment, which is fine. That is a good sign. If that's the case, then I'm giving them a 10 out of 10. If it's that they simply haven't sent an email so far in 7 days, not 7, it's 5 days now, today's the 8th, then they will get a 7 out of 10, right? But let's give them a pass. Originality, I'm letting you rate this. Can you read my mind? I think you can read my mind. I'm giving them a 1 because I hadn't seen a sequence so unoriginal in 5 years of doing email marketing. Like, this is the basics, and they're essentially saying the same on every single email. They look the same, feel the same, smell the same. They're not getting people reading this type of emails. So these emails, I'm certain, suffer from a high open rate, low click rate, low sales problem, guaranteed. And so the total execution points, it's 25 out of 50. And the final conviction score is 39 out of 100, the lowest one so far. So it didn't look any good for Naturium. Let's now show you the emails that my team created. So I have them create 2 emails only. They're busy handling client work, but let me show them to you. Okay, so here's how the emails we created for them look like. First thing first, just from the get-go, it had to look different from every single email they're sending, right? So it stands out. And so this is doing that, in my humble opinion, at a high level. Looks beautiful. The thing with skincare and beauty products is that emails have to look beautiful. You're essentially selling beauty, so everything has to be congruent. The emails have to be beautiful, right? So let's read the email now. Discover the perfect final step in your morning skincare routine. After cleansing, toning, and adding serums, there's one final morning skincare step that over 5,000 women use to keep their skin hydrated, glowing, and protected from 90% of wrinkle-causing UV damage. So it's creating curiosity. Adding Dew Glow, the moisturizer and SPF combo. A daily moisturizer that applies invisible on all skin types. The SPF 50 protects the skin against UV rays, preventing signs of sagging, wrinkles, and fine lines by up to 90%. The ascorbic acids visibly brightens and smoothen the skin, leaving you with a dewy, radiant finish. Just use the dip cap for a perfectly measured amount and apply it to your neck and face. Your makeup after it will never be the same. Shop Dew Glow Moisturizer. Then we have a customer review. I love the texture, how it sinks into the skin, yet its consistency is on a thicker side, and it's so moisturizing. My makeup also never peels when I'm using this product. Angela. Head into the day feeling beautiful and protected. Available in white and tint colors. Shop Dew Glow Moisturizer. Okay, so the goal of this email was to introduce people to this product. Again, we are reaching them at an aware stage that is completely different from an email like this or this 20% of email, which assumes that everyone knows what this product does. Instead, these emails are educating people about what this does and how they work. So that was the goal of this email, and it's creating conviction, trust, plus desire in 2 ways. First, it's explaining how this works, just enough to get them to click here and shop the product and learn more about it. And then it's creating desire, but it's mostly targeting those who are most aware. So what they are lacking here is mostly trust, giving them reasons why to trust this product, trust why to use this product over all the different products that there exist. And so it's also creating desire, but the main goal was not to create desire, but to create trust. But in any case, it is still getting people to want to buy this product more. You can see that being done here in between the lines when we mentioned the problem with wrinkles, right? So we're not being so direct here with this email. We're not putting the finger into the wound and using, for example, a desired creation mechanism that is called magnifying the mouse, which we like to use a lot. We're not doing that in this email. It wasn't needed. We were just being subtle about it and mostly focusing on creating trust. Then they will click this, read the product page, and buy. So this is for people who already want to buy one of these products. They're already considering buying products that solve wrinkles or prevent them. So that was the goal of this email. But one thing that I have to add here is that it's easier to create conviction through text-based emails because you can get away by saying things that the same emails can't. Why? Because these emails can be more personal. And so that is the next example here. This is a text-based email, and this is a cross-sell email. So it's sent after a purchase. This will be part of a sequence. It's sent after the purchase to get people to buy another product. And this one product that we're pushing people towards, ideally, we don't have the data to back this up, but ideally, the logic here, the strategy is that this is also a product with a high lifetime value. So when someone buys this, they stick for months, if not years, right? So this is why we're spending time introducing this product, right? And a quick side note as well, when people say, yes, we do cross sells, but the only thing that they do is just throw a 15% off discount valid for whatever, next 30 minutes on the post-purchase screen in Shopify, right? That is, again, not creating conviction. So if they're seeing, okay, I can shop, I have a 15% off discount, by where should I spend it? I don't know anything at all about these products or how they relate to me or what they do. Meaning, translation, I have no desire for these products. And so what the most common problem we see here with cross-sells and with brands trying to do cross-sells but failing is that trust is there. They already proved that. They purchased already. So this is a post-purchase cross-sells. But desire is lacking. So they have no reason to buy another product, right? So this is what we're solving here. So subject line, first name, whatever, Emily. Emily, I wanted to say this, woman to woman. And then this would be the email, right? This is just the subject line for you. But the email starts here. Hey, Emily, I just wanted to check in. How have your Naturium products been working for you lately? I know what it's like to try something new and wonder, will this finally be the one that helps? By the way, side note, this is a personal email sent from the founder of the brand, right? So it's person to person. I know what it's like to try something new and wonder, will this finally be the one that helps? So first of all, I want to say, good for you. It's no small thing to take your skincare seriously. Not just to look good, but to feel good in your own skin again. Most people underestimate how much damage we can do when we use harsh, irritating formulas day after day. I've been there too. That's one of the reasons why I created Naturium, because I wanted clinical level skincare that's safe, affordable, and doesn't sabotage our skin over time. If you're anything like me, or the over 13,000 women who've made Naturium part of their daily routine, you might already consider yourself a bit of a skin enthusiast. Someone who's done the late night Reddit research, tried the half full shelf of almost worked products, and still believes your skin deserves more than a quick fix. If that sounds like you, I wanted to share something that's become a favorite in our community. The Glow Getter. Yes, the same product they were trying to sell in the other email. This is our go-to body wash, and I don't say this lightly. It went through over 130 versions and 18 months of development before we got it just right. Here's why so many of us end up falling in love with it. First, it's barrier kind. It gently cleanses without disrupting your moisture barrier. That's your skin's natural shield against dryness, flaking, and irritation. By the way, barrier kind, that is something we came up with when writing the copy. Just to drive this idea home, I feel this is could be so important. Could be even used in an advertorial or a VSL. And the problem with products that are not barrier kind, and how the moisture barrier is so important, and that is the reason why most other skincare doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. So we came up with this to drive this idea home, right? Our product is barrier kind, all other products aren't. Here's why this matters. Just a copywriting trick. It's also made with 50% glycerin. That's up to 25 times more than most body washes to deeply hydrate and lock in softness. What we most enjoy, it starts off as a nourishing oil and transforms into a smooth, low friction gel. So it's incredible kind to sensitive, reactive skin. As one of our longtime customers, Megan, said, this is by far the absolute best. I struggle with dry skin almost year-round, and this left my skin soft even after 2 to 3 days. It lathers beautifully. I finally feel hydrated, and not just right after I shower. If you've been looking for something your skin can actually thank you for, I'd love for you to try it. Here's a little something from me. Use code, this will be a generic code, so it's unique to each reader, for 20% off the Glow Getter, just for the next 72 hours. And remember, You can try it risk-free for 30 days. If it doesn't noticeably improve your skin hydration or feel, just reach out and we'll make it right. No awkward questions ever. You're doing great. I mean that. You care about your skin and you're choosing better. That's more than most people do, and you should be proud of that. Take care of yourself. Susan, founder of Naturium. So, can you see how an email like this is day and night at trying to convince someone to want to buy this product? This email right here is not moving the sales forward. It's not creating conviction at all. And we already went through the reasons why. So that is what we wanted to do with the other email that we created, right? Actually show you how to create conviction, we get people to buy. I'm confident that if they set up that one cross-sell email, they're going to kill it, right? And as you can see, the delivery of that email, which is the last step, we're using a text-based email from the founder, kind of like a personal story. Here's what we created this. It's relating to people's sentiment, to Emily's sentiment. It's creating conviction. It's giving people reasons why to buy the product, right? Then it's targeting the right awareness stages, because they might not be aware of this product exists yet, but this email is introducing them to that, and it's in a nice way as well. And finally, the offer, it's nothing out of the ordinary, so it's still, I would say, even a 6, but it will still, because of all these reasons, and because it's targeted, it's a post-purchase email, it will still convert super high. I'm confident of that. So there you have it. That is email marketing done right for a brand in the most competitive industry of them all, skincare. And again, the strategy will also apply for a brand in the supplement space as well. And honestly, any brand that solves any problem at all, because at the end of the day, we buy using emotions, justified using logic. And so emotions, that means everything we went through here. Again, all of this, which is gold. And hopefully you made it through the entire video and didn't just skip towards the end, because this is what let us create high converting emails. It's not copywriting tricks or anything like that. This is the foundation. If we get this off, then nothing else matters. And it's why these steps are in this order. Sentiment, awareness, sentiment are in this step, because we can use the right delivery mechanism, say things in a personal, text-based emails, and all of that. But if we're saying the wrong thing, appealing to unimportant things, then it simply won't matter. Now, if you want to learn more about Conviction OS, go to Conviction OS or watch the video that's going to be linked somewhere now in the screen. Click the button. There's going to be a link in the description of the video as well for you to learn more about Conviction OS, the operating system we use at Email Engineers to create high converting emails, high converting campaigns, and create high converting email flows, welcome flows, checkout abandonment flows, replenishment flows, win back flows, all of that beauty. This is a strategy that we use. I'm Matt Pirelli. It's been a pleasure having you here today, and consider subscribing so you can see more of this series. Bye.